Oh, good afternoon. Oh, my word, what a day. I've had a really good day actually today. It's been really nice to come back and read all the emails and the messages after yesterday's show. So thank you everybody for watching and for continuing to support me. I really appreciate it. And it was just lovely yesterday because there were a few more people in, and it's sort of the world's starting to wake up again. And although we're keeping our social distance, it was just nice to to see people that you've not seen in a long while, and it was lovely. I mean, even Carly yesterday was there, and she got such a lovely bright yellow dress on, and it just made you smile. It's lovely. And of course, I did her a phone case a while back, and she'd still got that, and she was really excited to say, look what we've got here, still using it. And that was just, it was just lovely to have the conversations, isn't it? I thoroughly enjoyed it. Although I didn't enjoy the drive home, if I'm honest. It's normally a 2-hour drive, and it took me 3.5 because they closed the A1 in a couple of places, and it was just vile. But never mind, I'm here now. All started. So tile number 47, 10th of July. And you can see here that I'm going to be using my circular stencil today. Now, if you don't have one, it really doesn't matter. You can do this as a square tile, or you can just sketch out a little bit of a circle anyway. So please, I don't want you to worry about that at all. It's just nice to sort of have a bit of a change now and again, isn't it? And do something a little bit different. So, are we ready then? Here we go. Whew, deep breath. Just doing such a good... I'm really tired. What time did I get in last night? 5 past midnight. Woohoo! Oh, my word. Okay, so here we go then. I'm going to put my stencil on, and I'm going to use a pen to draw around the outside of the shape. There we go. And then my pencil... Sally, which one? You need to message me. If I've still got one in, I'm sure we can replace it. Oh, don't worry. Okay, so you can see I've gone pen on the outside, pencil. Oh, Francis, the stamp. It was the Hunky Dory Stargazer. And funnily enough, yesterday, because Pauline was there, she did have a message about doing a show, and they're bringing that stamp back. So I like to think that, yes, I took one for the team there, and I got it brought back for us because it's beautiful. So, I have actually, I'm sending her the card so she can use it on the show. So that'd be quite nice, won't it? All right, so we've got this kind of shape going on. Now, I'm going to bring in, or I'll do it on the back of my tile, this particular pattern, because I know sometimes when we do this, people get a little bit scared of it. And if you imagine that you're going to start and you do sort of a teardrop shape, all right? We've done that quite a lot of times, haven't we? And then we tend to do the outside bits. So I know that we've done that before. And this time, instead of doing it sort of straight up, I'm going to add a bit of a curl in one edge, see? And then same again. So it's almost like I'm doing this straight teardrop. And then I'm just going to slightly curl it on that edge. All right. Oh, thank you, Susan. So with that in mind, what I'm going to do is, let's just split up the page, or this frame, just a little bit, and just giving myself a little bit of a guide. I'm not going to try and keep within this. It's just, you see, I'm just splitting up, just so I know where I'm heading. Because what I want to do is, and again, it doesn't matter whether you start this side or this side, I'm going to start by putting in one of those sort of teardroppy shapes. All right. And then I'm going to start here, and I'm going to pick in the next one. Now you see this little gap? I'm going to go ahead and fill that in up to the line there. All right, and then here I'm going to add another one, but I am going to go over that slightly So I don't think you've got to stay within it. I think it looks nice to have something a little bit sort of uneven there. And then here, I'm coming in between. Okay, so I'm not following the guide exactly. It's just gauging a little bit where I'm going. See this one here? I don't want to go outside the circle. Now, quite a large space there. Well, that's okay. I'm going to fill it all in. If you want to add in some bubbles, please feel free, go ahead, but I'm going to go and fill it in today. There we go. Oh, hi there. Oh, it's lovely to see people's names now. I feel like I do know you all. It's great. There you are. See, I'm filling one in there. There we go. And then here, I'm going to come out here. And then one in there. You see, I'm always going back into sort of those little corners. Let's have that so it looks like it's going on. And you see, I've gone over that edge. Well, that's fine. And again, let's just add in that sort of, and I am colouring up to that line there. I'm giving myself a circle on the inside. There we go. And then let's have another one here. And then one here. And then of course I could fit one. Now you don't have to sort of have these all going the same way. You can curve them about a bit. You see this, they all look like they're going around. And here, look, I'm going to put another one. And then fill in the space around it. So, you know, they sort of tend to go their own way after a little bit. Oh, so that's great. Book 2's just, well, book 1's nice, but book 2's got those colour pages in for the journal pages. They're just lovely. Okay. And I'm continually sort of going around the that circular frame there. You see what? I mean, you could do this with any shape, really. But it's nice. I know some of you like your structure. There we go. See one there, look. And again, I know I'm not completely going in with those guidelines I've put in, but if you feel that you need a little bit of something, then that's what they're there for. See this one, you're only going to get part of one in. So it looks like it's going underneath there. I'm going to fill that bit in as I go. Alright, let's have a look at it so far. Oh, hey Vaughn. Oh, I'm sure I've just signed your dispatch note. That's what I'm doing this afternoon. I'm just working through them. I've booked Hermes for Monday, so I'm going to get through as many as I can over the weekend and get them all out to you on Monday. Oh, thank you, Tracy. Just try and get something in so you hopefully sort of teach you something new or try something a bit different. I mean, I used fabric, didn't I, in the first show? I thought that was... It's nice that I keep saying you can do it on fabric, but I've never actually showed you can do it. So I thought that was nice to do. And I will make that up into something. I'm sure I just need to finish a few bits of it off. And then of course I've got pick of the day a week on Sunday, so I'm going to be a little bit busy doing that too. I know what I'm doing, but it's just sort of finishing it. In terms of, you know, extra bits and pieces and that. But yeah, oh, thank you guys. Thanks for watching. It is nice knowing that, you know, knowing some names, if you know what I mean. And I know, because I don't see you on the screen, but it's nice to know that beyond those cameras, there's somebody out there I know. So thank you for that. And I know my mum watches me. Actually, she did ring me yesterday after the first show. She said, just letting you know, I'm not going to be watching the last show live. Oh, Carol, it's colourful. How about that? That's all I'm going to say at the minute. There's there's going to be quite a few new bits and pieces that I'm sure you're going to need in your life. But yeah, let's think colourful. Oh. Right, you see there, I'm just working my way around now. Just filling in those gaps as we go. I did, Margarita, about the, yeah. Not change of address. Although I must admit, I've looked at that list and the address you gave me is the address that's on the dispatch note. So if you want to, I'll message you after this and we'll just clarify I've got the right address before I move on with it, because I've only just done that one. Alright, see how this is 4 minutes creating this border, but it's structured, but it's quite random too. So hopefully I'm covering all bases today. There we go. Alright, so we do the centre bit, Sally, if you like this bit. And if you've not done this pattern before, by goodness, after you've done all of these, you'll be getting the hang of it. There we go. Now you see, as I'm coming up to the last sort of little bit here, I can just fit one in. It's just, you know, as though it's going underneath. And then one there, like so. It's just fits in nicely. There we are. And just fill in that space there. You're always going to have something overlapping or going underneath, so that's absolutely fine. There we go. So you can't... Oh, hey Alfie, is he having a go? Is he going to give it a try? I hope so. I'd like to see what you're doing. Oh, thank you, Garth, as well. Thank you. Thanks, Helen. I know. So I do try and bring you different if I can. I get these crazy ideas, and then John rolls his eyes, and you think, oh, here we go again. She's on one of her mad moments. But no, I think I enjoy it. That's great. Okay, so let's go in a little bit larger, and inside each one of these sections, I'm going to come back in from this point, and I'm going to create this sort of almost like a droplet and then two, so it's like a heart shape, quite a long heart. Now if you don't want to do a heart, you could just come up and do a droplet shape, but again, you got a little miniature one that side, look, and a miniature one that side. Yeah, just gives it a little bit of something different. Oh, brilliant, Sally, that'd be nice. So there we go again, look, same sort of shape there. Now if you can't quite get two in, just put one little curve. Alright, so I'm going to work my way around now, putting in that sort of there's little hearts either side, but I say if you want, you can just go in and add sort of a droplet type shape. And the same here. And I'll just see, I'm just following the curve of the particular shape I'm doing. See there, I'm not perhaps going to get all the way up to the top there. So just add a little bit in. Oh, it's lovely. But it goes to show this particular pattern, you can actually do lots of things inside it. They look great as stripes, and then put your white line down the centre as well. But I thought that was quite a bit of colouring. I wanted to show you a different thing. Oh, Julie. Yeah, I know what you mean. I did think of you yesterday when I did a zinger on the show. I thought, hey, how many's Julie going to put in? I think it's when I did was it the fan? I think I did the fan in on one of the pages in the journal. Yeah, there you go. See, that's going to be a little one. Okay. And to there. Love these sort of long little heart shapes. And they look great when you put them together on a stem. If I get a chance, I'll show you how to do that when we've done this tile. You see, it's starting to sort of form and fill up, isn't it? Let's have a look from... There but I'm glad you got it. Oh, did it, Sheila? No. To be honest, it doesn't matter, I think, where I am when I'm demonstrating. You get what you get. There's no airs and graces. And it's just like I'm talking to friends. And I am, you know. There's no difference. Just because, I suppose when you've got a camera in front of you, you don't have anybody heckling at you, do you? Not like when you're in a classroom. Oh, Sue, have you? Oh, I was so glad. And in there. And that one. You see, just following it round. And this is where it goes from this sort of basic shape to something that's a little more special. Oh, see that one in there. And in we go. Just continuing with those little shapes all the way around. Fill in the centre one first, and that one. Do we? Yeah. Julie's going to have to change her name, you know. She's going to have a middle name, Zinger. That'd be quite cool, wouldn't it? Just call me Zinger. So I'm going to get a little one in there, look. But that's okay. If you can't get all three in, it's fine. See, I'm just going to add a little bit there, sort of the essence of it, isn't it, really? And there we go. Just nice and gentle with that. There we go. Oh, thank you. Video conference, wow, that'd be interesting. Yeah. Well, John does that for work, and he's like, he always comes off looking a bit stressed. Don't want to do it if it's stressful. There we go. It's starting to form something quite nice, isn't it? Wait to see what I've got for the middle. Oh. I thought, you know, with it being a Friday, we needed a challenge. So I'm just warming you up. Oh, do you, Sue? Oh. Yeah, this is our warm-up ready for the centrepiece. Oh, Alicia, that's good news, isn't it? If it's a joint hobby, so to speak, he needs it too, yeah. I think the thing as well is, and Lowen made a point of it yesterday, everything there, it's not massively expensive. It's not like you've got to spend £100, is it, to get some dyes or whatever? Which I could fully justify that if that's what we like and that's what we're using. But it's not an expensive hobby, and it fits in with everything else that you do. So it's not like it's a standalone and it won't go with anything else. Oh, I agree. Do you know what? John has done a little bit. I'm trying to get him to do a little bit more. But he says I keep him too busy and he doesn't have time to tangle. I said, if you don't think you've got time, you're going to have to find time to do it. All right, let's go a little bit larger. Oh, Gracie, that's funny. Right, let's go a bit bigger. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add a little dot, and then either side a little bit smaller, and then smaller still. Okay, and then at the centre, I'm going to add 2 or 3 lines. And if you can't see, like here, it's quite tiny, isn't it? I can only get 1 line, that's fine. And I can only actually get 3 dots. That's fine too. Oh, sorry, there you go. So let's work that again here. See, I'll only get, so they get smaller each time. And then I might just get 2 in. Don't force it if it hasn't got enough space. Okay, so there's my centre bit. Get smaller and smaller. Smaller and smaller. And a couple of lines. So let's work our way around that. There you go, I can get the 3 in there. A couple of lines. And see this one here, you've got to sort of imagine that's where your dot. I'm just going to get one at the bottom there. There we are. Alright, same on this one. You see I get them all in there. Something about flicking those lines out, isn't it? They're not got to be all the same, see? It's just, I don't know, I quite like doing that. Not as much as bubbles, but I quite like doing it. There we go. And in there. So this is quite a nice one to get those bubbles in. There we go. And see there, I'm only going to get a few lines in. Maybe a little bubble. See, you can vary it depending on what you're doing or how big or small your little shape is. Yeah. This one, so some are going to be sort of slightly more out front compared to others which are just in the background. But it's nice to create that bit of depth. Alright. Oh, Yvonne, that sounds good. And yes, Sue, that's the thing as well, isn't it? Portable. And you don't need loads of stuff. Hey, Sean. How's things? There we are. And just a few in there. Yeah, just brilliant. See how it's sort of how different it looks from just the plain. And we thought that was a bit more detailed. But then you suddenly start to add a little bit more, and before you know it, you forget that you've actually drawn it. It looks printed. Just keep going with it. There we go. And of course, you know, you can add, say, different patterns to this. You don't have to put the dots. It's nice to see how it grows, isn't it? And you can put your own little ideas in there. It works really well. So let's keep going with this. A few lines. You see also you're getting a bit of, you know, shadows in there by adding those extra lines. It's darker at this point, which is really what you want. Just gives it that little bit more, because obviously that's where our pencil's going to go. But it's, you know, it's having a helping hand with the pen today. Oh, hey Kathy, I'm going to see part of your message there, so each journal page before moving on. Do you know what, I think you should do what you want to do. If you want to do, I don't know, if you want to do tile 46 before tile 27, then that's fine, go ahead and do it. You don't have to do them in order, and there's no sort of structure to them in that sense. You don't need to learn one before the other. But if you want to do all the tiles and then go and do all the pages, or if you want to do the tiles and the pages together, it's entirely up to you. And please don't feel that you've got to keep up. Don't feel that you're under pressure to get one done before the other. You just go at your own pace. You can save these videos to your own space on Facebook as well. And I am going to move them to YouTube. I've done the first two. I know they're not perhaps the best quality for moving on to YouTube and things, but it's there, so at least you've got the steps if you need them. So no, just honestly go at your own pace and do your own thing, and whatever works for you, that's absolutely fine. So yeah, no rules for that. Okay. Alright, see I missed one there, look. There we are. Into there. Right, let's have a look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh, I know, Vivian, what's it like out here? Well, it's cloudy, but I've got two windows in here. One says it's cloudy and a bit windy, and the other says there's blue skies on the way. So I suppose it depends which way the wind's blowing. I could end up with rain, or I could end up with a bit of sun. So other than that, it's a bit. I have got my jacket on today. It's a bit nippy, but it's okay. Oh, I know, Carol, that'd be good, wouldn't it? Oh. See, in tile 30, that's pretty good going. Again, just use them as and when you can. There's no rush. Okay, are we ready for the next bit? All right then. So I'm going to sort of aim for the centre, and I'm going to add in a bubble. Yeah, see, but are we all having a bit of blue sky today then? Is it going to be getting warmer though over the weekend? Is that what they said? Yeah, okay, so because it's not exactly in the middle, but that's fine. Now, something we have sort of done before, I think before we get carried away, let's go in and I'm just going to aura around that outline that I've created on that frame. Okay. Light breeze in Derbyshire. It's not as windy. It is definitely more windy up here. And over there. So, you know, it's just nice to frame this a little bit with this aura. There we go. And work it round to where it was here. I've missed a little bit of black there. Oh, heavy shower. And working my way through. Oh, Alicia, tangling with Zoom. Oh, it's interesting, isn't it? When you do have some people that will go, oh no, I can't do that, I can't draw. And then they have a go and they're suddenly like, well, how do you do that then? Where do you get this pattern from? And no, I don't. I'm not a convert, but I'm just going to have a go in secret. Oh, is he? Oh, so we hope it's going to be fine weather for him then if he's racing. Okay, you see we've got this bubble in the middle. Let's follow it round and come over here. See, I'm not going right to the end. I've left a little bit of a gap. Oh, see, look, now we're getting on to food. Oh, there we are. And again, so I'm following the center. If you want to do it the other way around, by the way, if you're right-handed, if you want to go that way, that's fine. And you notice that, oh no, I mean, notice I've not gone right, so there is a little bit of a gap there. Okay. Oh, at least that sounds great, yeah. Although having said that, I don't think there's much there at the minute. I do apologise. I did say my tiles were limited edition coloured tiles because I have got all the colours in mind and new bits and pieces to add to it. So I have to keep changing it. It'd get boring, wouldn't it, if it's always the same? So but if there isn't ever anything on there and you think, oh, I could really do with that, then just message me, that's fine. We could sort that. Well, it's the same if there's certain coloured tiles, you know, I can put you a set together. All right, so you can see that we've got 4 longer lines and 4 of the shorter lines, okay? So in between each, I'm going to add a little bubble. Now, I think on purpose, I'm not going to try and put them in the same place each time. So it's just sort of how it's sort of working out, okay? Oh, Julie, yeah, I know what you mean about those tonic dyes. They're lovely, aren't they? I do like tonic dyes. Actually, they're sentiment dyes I was using in my journal yesterday, so I do have quite a few. Okay, so I'm going to now start with this larger line. Remember the one that we did right close to the edge? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it down. You might want to watch this before you do it. I'm going to bring it down and around that bubble. Okay, or you can go around the bubble and up, whatever suits. And then I'm going to do the same on this side, look. You see I've added a little bit of a kink in there. Okay? So then from there, I'm going to take it down to the middle and again down to the middle. All right, so I'm going to turn my tile, and now I've got this, the next one that's right close to the top edge here. See, now if I go round this way, I'm going to go round the bubble and up to the line, and then along here around the bubble. So again, it really doesn't matter which way you do it, as long as I'm going over, see, round the outside of the bubble, and then I'm coming inside to the bottom there, inside and round there. Okay, and turn it round. And we're looking at outside again, outside, outside. Okay. Yes, it was. I know who's been reading their instructions. There we go. It's fabulous. Okay, so then this one, outside. And then this one, outside. And then round and down, round and down. Okay. So let's have a look at that in full context. There we go. Oh, deep breath. We've got this. Oh, let's go that way. So let's have a look at this now. You see here, I've got this line. Now, if I was to go and try and do around the outside, it sort of wouldn't go because I'd be crossing over this, and that makes it look a bit messy. So what I'm going to do is take it that way instead. And then this one the same, because again, going over, I'd be crossing, it'd look really weird. So I'm going to go up and that way instead. All right. So just so we don't get confused with this one now, I'm going to aura that line. And then same again. See, that way and that way. And I'm following that curve. And just creating these little stripes as I go. All right. And then I'm going to choose that top one. And I'm going to colour in that one and that one there. And then of course I'm going to miss one and then come in and colour the next. So this is why I've done it quite narrow, because you get a few more stripes in. It's not such a large area. If you're working with a small pen, a small nib, then it can be quite tricky colouring large areas. Okay. So I'm going to go from here to here and then back again. And again, let's create those stripes, following those curves just like before. Just letting it create that little flow. Let me have a look. Oh, look. And then again, I'm going to choose the top. And you could change it, switch it up if you want, and leave the top one and then colour the next. It's entirely up to you. But I'm going to keep them the same, going round. Having said that, I don't know if I've got the same amount of stripes, but I don't really think that matters. So it's just about, I'm just going to have that top one the same and then see what happens as you come down this section. There we go. Alright, turn in again. And around and up to that point. And again. Okay. And then in with that stripe. And that. Alright. Just nice and gentle, just ease it down, following that shape. And then up we go. And along. Okay, that's that one. And then next one down. Just following it round. Of course, you don't have to do this in black. You could use any colour. I might avoid at the moment using the gel pens, just in case you know, if you want to add the shadow, if you try and add shadow over the top of a gel pen, it doesn't quite give you the same effect as working directly onto the paper. I always think with gel pens, they sort of sit on the surface, don't they? So you don't get the same effects with the tortillonas. Not using them there. But I do like using gel pens. Okay, just keep on with these little shapes. Do you know, I just love colouring in with that. I just think it's just lovely. Look at those, how they work. It's fab. Let's have a look at that. Okay. Oh, look. Alright. Moving up a little. So I'm going to aura around the whole of the shape. Okay, even going round that point. And then around there. And then I'm going to aura around that frame. Okay. Let's have a look at that. And then I'm going to turn it round, and the same on this next one here. So around, along here and up and over, and up to this one. And then follow it round until I come to the end again. Oh, Carol, yeah, you could put zingers in if you want to. We could go ahead and do that. We could add extra bits. Actually, I think that's yeah, we could do that. We're just auraing those. Last one. There we go. And working my way up and round and in there. Just following that pattern round. Okay, let's have a look at that. So looking at these sections now, there are numerous things that we could do, but being that we're going to have to put some zingers in, let's start with a little pattern first just to get us going. I'm going to do 2 lines and then a line across the top and then come back and colour in the little triangles. I'm coming back on myself, you see, and then aura around those triangles. Let's go a little bit bigger so you see that again. Couple of lines, then a line, and then come back on myself, and I've got those little triangles then, see? And then I'm going to aura around that triangle. Can have another one growing out of there. Alright, and then aura around. And then see, out of here we could just get in a little zinger. So that one looks like it's going underneath. Let's just add another one of those in there. Okay. And let's do the same on this side. Little triangles as such. And then aura around the shape. Back on myself with those triangles, and round we go. And let's just add another one in there. There we go. And then of course maybe a tiny little one in there. And then of course if we're adding zingers, you've got to add in some little bubbles. Just in that space. See that I'm going to fill in that gap there. Just sort of in that bottom edge. Just sort of breaking up what we're doing. Okay? Oh, there we are. So So same in this next one then. So 2 lines, straight, triangles, aura. Okay, and then grow it from there, little bits, and there, so you get 2 coming out of that one. I do like this pattern. I think so. I've not used it for ages. We have used it before, I know, perhaps once. So they look lovely actually, whether they're growing up or down. It really doesn't matter. It's just nice to see what what sort of direction they're taking. Of course, you can add in those little zingers along the way. Just carrying on, working from the first one, and then adding in those extras as you go. Yeah. That's really calming about doing these, because they're structured with their shape and the method for you to draw them, but they're organic because you don't have full control over which way they're going. Okay. So any sort of little gaps along this edge you can go ahead and fill. Just gives it that little bit of drama it needs there. You see, it breaks it up from the pattern in the centre. Let's say with this one. There we go. Let's have another one there. It's exactly the same shape every time. Although when I say it's exactly the same, each one's sort of got its own little character, isn't it? And they just grow. They're just lovely little things. There we go. And I think it's just that act of colouring that little bit in makes it all worthwhile. It adds just enough drama and texture to get you going with it. There we go. So you've got a zinger there. And then let's go in here with some more. There we are. And of course these you could do them different sizes and make them look different, wouldn't it? It's or have some really long and you could join them in sort of like a daisy chain almost, and there's lots of things you could do. But for now let's just work on getting those little shapes into there. There we go. Oh, hi Lindsay. Alright, this is where we're at so far. You see, just by adding that bit of black around, I might even go and I've add a bit of weight there. It just sort of brings this forward a little bit. So on to our last little section. And same again. Don't rush it because it's the last section. Just enjoy it. Treat this one with just as much respect as the one you've just done. And give it time. And just let it grow at its own pace. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Just little bits. You don't have to think about what's come before, it's just about what's happening in this space. Yeah. Speaking of that, I didn't put any bubbles in there, did I? There we go. Alright, let's have another zinger, just a little one in there. And some bubbles. And again, any little gaps around that bottom edge, feel free to go ahead and just fill them in Right. Whew. All right. Look at that. There's quite a lot going on there, isn't there? So let's get on to doing a little bit of shading and let's see if we can bring it out a little bit. Are we ready for this? Whew. Okay. I'm going to start in the middle and work my way out. I think that's perhaps the best way to do it. So let's have a look at this little shape in the centre here. And I'm going to go in with my pencil and I'm going to add all the way up the centre and just a little bit on each edge. Okay. And then again, centre and a little bit up each edge. Turning it round as I go. And there we go, a bit there and there. So, and I've sort of mentioned this a lot on the last few. It's not that I'm colouring in, I'm just adding in that graphite. Okay. Oh, hey Lynn. Oh, Susan, your John's making. Oh, my John's outside. We've had to buy a storage shed at the unit to put some stuff in that's not ours, but it's sort of in our way. So he's putting that up. So he's out there working away. Yeah. So up centre and a little bit on each edge. Centre and each edge. Okay. So let's have that little sort of smiley smirk in the bubble there. Alright, so the idea is when we're smoothing then, for anybody that's not done this before, I'm just going to work just in small sort of movements. I'm switching from swirls to lines and I'm just softening the edge of the pencil on both sides with the intention on leaving some of it in the centre between the two there with no pencil on at all, because I want it to look like a highlight. Okay, so let's have a look at that from afar. You see the difference? See there, perhaps need a touch more softening. There we go. So if I work the same way with these sections here, and this is why you don't need to put the effort into the colouring of it, because the tortillon does it for you, almost just moving about what you've put on. There we go. You see the difference between the two is immense, isn't it, once you get going with it. Same on that one. Along here and that one there. Oh, Lynn, that's really good. No, it's not good that you said it, but it is. So it's, you know, hopefully you're going to get so much enjoyment from it, and it's lovely that you've found me and you found this little group that you can come and watch and see what we do, and then of course when people post what they've done later on, it's just lovely to see the different versions. I mean, if we were in a class, we would actually put them all together in a sort of a mosaic so we could see what you've all done, and it just looks fab. But we can't really do that. So again, I'm just softening the edge in the centre and trying to leave a little bit of white on the edge. Look at that. All right. Okay, so what I am going to do is white pencil. Say white pencil or pen. Sure, I've got one lying around. Oh, this is always the case, isn't it? And you do a show and you put everything away. And then you think, no, that's it. Here we go. White pen or pencil, whichever you want to work with. But this is the thing, Bernadette, isn't it? We all start and think, oh my word, it's a bit rubbish. But the more you do, and you look back and you think, my goodness, how I've progressed. And then I'm just putting a stripe of white straight down the centre. So I'm going across the black and the white. But you can do this with your pencil, white pencil, or the white pen. It's entirely up to you. Let's have a look at that. Oh, look at that. Okay. My rules don't tire. Now, to be honest, if you saw my box and the mess it is from yesterday, yeah, it's a bit bad. But you know what? Because it's so late after the show, and it's a 2-hour drive home. As I say, you put everything in, and you think, I'll tidy it up tomorrow. Only I've come in today, and by the time I've done, the orders and things, don't get time. Oh, I went across that. Okay. So what I'm doing now then is I'm just going around the edge of this sort of shape that we created. So I'm not trying to colour in the pattern on its own. I'm just treating it as one whole shape and going around the outside. See? Okay. And working my way along each side. There we go. Putting along. Okay. So while I'm at that, I'm going to follow. Remember this original line we'd got here? I know we've auraed, but I'm going to follow the shape there. So it's almost like I'm colouring in that first aura. I'm not particularly, that's just the way that my pencil's going, and it's just following around that pattern. Okay. There we go. Just keep it going. Around. Okay, so let's have a look at that. Let's see. So then again, just softening the edge, and if you can leave some of the paper showing, depends on obviously how large your centre pattern is. It's I know it might be a little bit tricky, but just do your best. If you can't, don't worry about it. Just do your best if you can. You see where you get this sort of light and dark effect. See here, I'm not going to get it there. It's way too thin. But that's okay. I can do it here. Alright. And straight into this one. Alright. Get just softening around the edge. And then of course the same with this one. Now this one I don't want it to travel too much, so I'm just going over the pencil, and you see it's moving just a little bit, but not over the top. I just want to have that definite sort of frame in there. You just turn it as I go. You don't want to be putting your hand in this and smudging it after all this shading. There you go. Alright. Okay. Oh, it does, doesn't it? I love doing the shading. And that's why I leave it till the end. It's nice to do. So I'm going to do some across the bottom edge. But then I'm also going to add a little bit around that top edge. Where I can. If you've got something really small, don't fuss with it. But if you've got a larger one, let's just add a touch in, you see? Oh, I love it when somebody goes, yeah, that's what I'm doing. I do like to sort of challenge you now and again, push you out your comfort zone a little bit. But it is nice when you get one, you're like, yeah, I can do that. There we go. So just adding in that section there and adding just you see, I'm perhaps not pressing on as much there either. I'm sort of building in this bit of texture here just by how much I press on with my pencil or not. Okay, have you? Oh, I know. Oh, who is it? There's a lady that I can't remember her name. Just tip of my tongue. and she's done the tile storage box, and she's used the tile, the first coloured tile we did that was quite bright. I don't know if you're on right now. I do apologise calling you she, but I can't honestly. Your name eludes me for a minute. But she's used the tile storage box and added that on all around. It's so colourful. It's absolutely beautiful. I saw that. It was on. I'm sure she's posted. I'm sure it's on my page. Let's have a look at that. It's fantastic. Okay. So yeah, I'm just working my way around. So sort of pressing on at this bottom bit and then just sort of adding a touch at this top edge. There you go. You see? And it's almost there. Okay. Oh, that's the one, Sue. That's it. It's fabulous. You need to check it out. You need to check out Sue's box. It's beautiful. You know, it's something that, you know, you sort of think, yeah, that's just going to sit on my desk. It's fantastic. Or even as, you know, an ornament in its own right. It's just beautiful. Anyway, here we go. So, yeah, I'm just sort of working over. I'm pulling out the colour, or I say colour, the graphite, and just softening up that edge. Oh, that looks like a little face, doesn't it? Look like a face with a hat. A bit alien-like, you know. It's got more than one eye, or more than two eyes, anyway. There you go. All right. Okay. Just working it round. Bits on there. There we go. Oh, look. It's just, you never know quite how it's going to turn out. You know, it's just nice to work it through and you not focus on the end result really, and just think, I'm just going to enjoy the process, and I'm going to add this pattern and just see where it leads me. Before you know it, look what you're creating. Wow, loving it. Love this one. You know, I mean, you could actually make that pattern in the centre the main focus, but in this it's not really, because yes, so it'll be just Sandra Rushton, yeah, page. That's where everybody has been posting, and that's fine. That's fine. There are pictures on there of Benji, haven't I, and Seth as well. Although Seth doesn't particularly like his photo taken. When he sees the camera come out, he runs a mile. Whereas Benji likes to photobomb wherever he can. Okay. Oh, yeah, they are, aren't they? All right, just a couple more bits and pieces. And let's just see where I'm going to choose this sort of first frame here, so this first sort of pattern, and I'm just going to go in back with my pen and just sort of deepen up that first line, or sort of re-establish that first line there, just to sort of remind people that that is a frame. There we go. And just working my way round each pattern. You know, I know you might not see it seriously, but I can see it, and you know, when you're looking at your own tile, I think sometimes it just needs that little bit, doesn't it? There we are. Okay. And round. And there we go. And I'm going to come back to this one, and I'm going to just go over that line again in the centre. Okay. Almost done. I know We're at the hour, but I'm almost done. Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know who ended up on the chair. I think I got pushed off. Yeah, typical. All right, I've just got a pastel here, purple pastel. I say pastel. It's sort of more. It's more chalky. It's not. It's not like a regular pencil, you know, that you can use the baby oil and things on. And I'm just gonna add a touch of it in sections. I mean, you can hear it's a lot sort of creamier than pencil. And then with my tortillon, I'm just gonna smooth it a little bit. Now, if it was obviously I was using a yellow pastel, I wouldn't be using my pencil-y graphite tortillon. It's just doesn't quite work that way. And then just in those bottom bits, just gonna add. See, I'm not colouring it in again. I'm just sort of adding a couple of lines. See, so let's have a look at that compared to the rest. It's just bringing it out a little bit. You don't have to do it, you can just keep it as pencil. I kind of wanted to add a touch on there, just to, you know, enhance a little bit. So just quickly going round. I mean, of course, at home you could take a little bit more time and you could perhaps add a couple of colours. But we know we like the colour. Again, tortillon, I'm just gonna pull it out a little. I'm not gonna overdo it. I'm just sort of softening that edge up. You'll see just a little bit. Just working my way around. Now, with this particular tile, it does look good in a journal, but there's other things, as we've said, you can do with these tiles. They're not just for sort of sticking in a book so you never see them again. And I was having a sort of look at this yesterday, you know, between shows, and thinking, you know what, it'd be lovely that, because you've got that black detail. So what if we perhaps added some a bit of a black paper design with it as well? I mean, certainly in terms of adding, you know, when I talked about these little hearts earlier, if you wanted to, you could go in, and I'll do it in pencil so you can see. You could go into the sides and you could add a line, you see, and then you could add these longer heart shapes up the stem, you see, and then up this one, and then you could perhaps extend it out and do another. You see how that could grow. It could be quite nice stem wise, and I'll show you on that in pencil, because I say, looking at this in terms of something a little bit different. And what I've done here, I've got a piece of black card, and I've just cut out the same circle, but what you'll notice here is, I don't know if you'll see it, it's slightly smaller. So it's a slightly smaller circle than this one. And then if I tangle on that too and add in that frame, and you see here I've done exactly the same pattern. There's those little hearts coming up that I've just showed you, and then here is the same shape that we've put around here, but I've actually extended it a little bit. Same patterns on the inside, and again I could go in and I could add in a touch of, I don't if that purple would sort of stand up there on screen. There we go. See, you could add in some of that, and you start creating a piece of artwork rather than just a tile. Yeah. So yeah, the pastels I'm using at the minute, I'm actually going to bring them to show next Sunday. I'm going to do the pastels and the pencils, and they're a Sakura linked design. So there's the name of them. And I'm going to be bringing you some boxes of 12s. So look out for them. I've really tried them. I've tested them out. These actually you could mix with a bit of water as well, and they work like watercolours. So they're absolutely lovely. Oh no, the rain's coming. We've got that rain from Glasgow. So okay, so once that's done and sorted, of course you need to sign it. So I'd perhaps sign it on here rather than my tile, because of course you can then, you know, on the back you can tape your tile in place, and there's your finished piece. So I think for something a bit different today, just to show you how you can add it on. Oh, Margarita, next Sunday, the pick of the day for Sundays, is it about 1:30 and then a 4-ish and an 8-ish? But I'll let you know a little bit later on in next week when I've got the times exactly. So, yeah, Sally, we've got the rain. Only on one side of the building, though. Not good. So, okay. So, I hope you've enjoyed that one. I hope you find it a little bit different. So, whether you have it just as that, you know, you can add your patterns around, whether you actually cut that out and stick that onto something. But I like the idea, see here, I might even colour this in black and then have this sort of on foam pads standing slightly off from it, just to give it something a bit different. I think I'm going to see how I go with that, and whether, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Get a black pen and fill it in. So yeah, enjoy, have fun with it. Oh, there we go. That's my sort of sample one I did with a bit of pink. A little bit different, but you can see where, let's have a look. Right, that's sort of fitting in as well. So it doesn't matter what colour, they're lovely, aren't they? So anyway, have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Don't think of me here packing. But no, seriously, thank you so much. If it wasn't for yourselves ordering and me, then, you know, having something to pack, I wouldn't be sat here doing these sessions, because I'd be, I don't know, working somewhere. So thank you ever so much. Have a lovely weekend. Enjoy this one, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you're doing. Especially, I want to see what Alfie's done. So bring it on, Alfie. Let's have a look at it. All right, everybody, you take care. Have a good one. And I will see you back here on Monday at 2 for tile number 48. Oh, my goodness. All right. Have fun, guys. See you. Bye.